Do you feel like getting into drawing was your sort of escapism from the reality of like your parents being separated and bouncing back and forth between Lumberton and Charlotte?
I think the drawing was definitely my way of escape, but it wasn't so much the situation with my parents. It was just more the environment and the world that I was coming up in, period. You know what I mean? It was like this is something different than what I see every day. I can kind of create and mold these worlds that are different from my surroundings. And I was big on Good Times. My grandmother, great grandmother, put me on the Good Times, and I always tell people, uh, one, I was in love with Thelma. I don't know how many people remember Good Times, but I was in love with Thelma. And then JJ was always doing these elongated paintings and characters that were representation of the struggle, but they still seemed to be having a good time. And she put me on to that. It was Ernie Barnes, who was an athlete, who also was a painter, who lived in North Carolina or was from North Carolina. So it was like, wow, a black artist from North Carolina, and his works on TV. So all that stuff made me want to create worlds even more. You know what I mean? And it was just like, this is a chance to tell stories and escape and control the narratives of whatever these stories are, you know?
Hmm. Yeah. So, side note, I was able to meet Bernadette Stannis. She
Wow.
was a guest at my church in my hometown of Beaufort, South Carolina.
Word.
Um, and she stood up and introduced herself. So afterwards, I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to go meet her so I could try
Right.
to get her on the other show that I used to do, the Good Old Boys."
Yeah.
And she was a pleasant person. Um, I purchased her book that she was promoting at the time. She autographed it, and we did the
Right.
interview.
Right.
So
Wow. That's
yeah,
dope, man. That's super dope.
and she
I,
was
I
still fine as hell. You
I
know.
believe it. I believe it. I don't even know if she realized how important she was to so
For
many
the
young
culture.
people growing up. And yeah, the culture back then, man, she definitely was a true definition of power, beauty, and grace. And so was the mom on the show. All the women on the show, really. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But she was just Thelma. It was always like, yo, if I could meet Thelma, even though by the time I saw the show, the show wasn't on anymore. But in my mind, it was like, Thelma, she's still out there. I got to go find Thelma. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.